You may lose Social Security if you're a government worker in these states. And this is nuts, man, but it's a great, great website. I love this. What's it called? Publicplansdata.org, publicplansdata.org, which I got as a link through the Center for Retirement Research over at Boston College. And you'll see right here, Social Security coverage of state and local employees. All right, so you see the state of Georgia. 75% of government employees in Georgia are fully covered by Social Security. 25% are not. All right, so that's like my wife is a state employee, county employee here at Fulton County. She's fully paid into Social Security because they withhold her taxes, 7.65 each and every paycheck. A quarter of state employees, those government employees in the state of Georgia, are not covered at all, which means they'll be affected with two things when it comes to getting Social Security benefits. The first will be the WEP, the windfall elimination provision. All right, so basically the WEP, what it does is reduces your first bend point from 90 to 40 essentially. So right now you get how Social Security works is there's three bend points that they figure out your benefit. And the first $1,100 of your PIA, I'm not going to go into all this right here, but you get 90% of it if you're fully covered by Social Security. If you're a government employee, you only get 40% of that, or maybe it's 40. I think it's 40% of that. That's it. All right, so for me, because I'm fully covered by Social Security, my first $1,100 of my PIA, I get $990 of that. That's 90% of $1,100. You, Mrs. Smith, who are a teacher in Lumpkin County, I don't know if Lumpkin County files for Social Security, is there part of Social Security? I don't know, but let's just use that example. Of your first $1,100 PIA, you'd only get 40% of that, so that'd be about what, $450 essentially. You would lose about $500 a month for a windfall elimination provision. That's how it works. The dollars here specifically are not right. It could be 550. It could be less, depending on what your specific circumstances are. But that's what happens when you're not covered by Social Security, but your own benefit is reduced by the windfall elimination provision. And that's bad, but it's not nearly as bad as the GPO, the government pension offset. And what Social Security does there is you lose 2/3 of your pension is offset by Social Security. So essentially, you lose your Social Security benefit will be reduced by 2/3 of your government pension, if that makes sense. That's a big deal, man. And so if you're in Lumpkin County and your husband dies, the benefit of $3,000 a month is what's called the survivor benefit, and your pension is, you lose 2/3 of that, depending on what your pension is, if that makes sense. So you might end up with no GPO. That's not good, but it gets even worse because look at the state of Massachusetts. 3% of government workers are subject to Social Security. 97% are not. Maine, less than a half, basically a third of government workers will get their full Social Security. Ohio, only 1% of government workers will get their full Social Security. Louisiana, 17. Texas, I've dealt with millions of Texas. I've dealt with many, many Texas teachers who are like, what? WEP? And no GPO? Yep. Nevada, 4%. California, 40%. Look at that. Missouri, 65%. Illinois, only 36% of government workers in Illinois pay full into Social Security. Kentucky, 67%. New Hampshire, 84%, right there. Not good, man. Let's see the state of Delaware, 92%. So you can see every single state, there's some people that I don't see anything for 100%. No, there's not. That's crazy. So there's many states that you might lose part of your Social Security. Yeah, Arizona, Utah, still in the high 90s, but still. Colorado, only 30% paying the Social Security. So if you're a government worker in these states, you better understand how your Social Security works because you might be waking up for a rude awakening. All right, love your thoughts. God bless. We'll see you. Don't forget to fondle the like button.